does. Let's go to the attorneys. Let's go to Jennifer Smetters, family law attorney, Dwane Cates, defense attorney, and also Kirby Clements, defense attorney. Jennifer Smetters, this is going to be a leap to say I was defending myself. And by the way, I was defending myself also after she fell out of the window with my baby, and then I ran after her with a metal stool. I was defending myself then when I was beating her one more time. Explain that one, Jennifer. This guy's got a very tough defense.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, here we're going to look at the situation in terms of this temporary restraining order or this order of protection. In that order, she would have had to have gone before a judge saying that she most likely fears for her life and the life of her child. She had to give sworn testimony to convince a judge to enter that order. And if it was still in the temporary stages, that tells me that the judge hadn't heard his side yet. Sometimes on the receiving end of those type of restraining orders, these men can get very, very angry. I don't know what provoked this absolute unexplainable rage, but he will have a very, very difficult time making any jury buy it. That's for sure.
You bet. Self-defense, I think, is an enormous leap. Kirby Clements, you explain this one to me.
Well, you know, at this point, it's very early on. Number one, as to the knife wounds, we're not quite sure whether those knife wounds are in the center of her back or on the upper part of her neck back, like he was in front of her. That's number one, but that's not the main defense. Secondly, he may have been high on some drug. We don't know. And lastly, we don't know whether...
So wait. So that's his excuse, Kirby, to go and do it and then go down and beat her again?
Well, and also I do have a question about this whole beating her with the stool. Who said that? I mean, obviously she didn't say it, so I'm not even sure that's altogether accurate. He obviously has a tough time. He pushed her out of the window. He stabbed the other girlfriend, the other young lady, and he stabbed this woman.
And also, Kirby, the one thing you left out, he's lying in wait, too. He's in the apartment, hiding in the apartment, waiting for her to come home. There's a restraining order against him. He's obviously, furious about something, and obviously he's got a hothead to lead to that restraining order to begin with. He's lying in wait. Kirby. But let's talk about the lying of wait in the apartment. Where's the self-defense, Kirby? You haven't explained any of that to me.
Well, I'm not even saying I want to go with self-defense at this point. It's early on.
I want you to, this is what he's claiming, according to a family member, that he was defending himself. She's holding a 3-month-old baby, Kirby. You explain this to me. His baby, and then what, she's going after him, and yet she's the one with the stab wounds, not him? You explain this, Kirby.
Only thing I can tell you at this juncture is it's early on. I have to see where the knife wounds are on her. I'm not saying we're going to go with that. He could have made those statements in his cracked out, drugged out mind. I'm not saying he was on crack, but whatever he may have been on may have been his perception. Yeah, because
you know why, Kirby? No logical person could say that it was self-defense. Then he goes and beats her again. He had to have been on something, because I'm telling you, it is incomprehensible.
The details of this attack are so horrific.
Screams, a confrontation, stabbings, allegedly at the hands of the 6'1", 165-pound Bruno.
Stabbing his ex-girlfriend with their 3-month-old child in her arms. The police say he pushed them both out a 3-story window.
And let's go back to the attorneys. Let's go to Dwane Cates, defense attorney. We just heard Kirby's reasoning. Oh, he was on drugs, so that's why this happened. So far, we don't even know if he was on drugs. And Dwane, you explain this. The guy's claiming it was self-defense. She's holding the baby, and she's being stabbed. Apparently, there's a meat cleaver. There's a kitchen knife that he uses first on her friend, then her. She falls out of the window, and then according to cops, then she's beaten again. If that's not bad, first of all, it's amazing she survives. It's a 3-story fall, which is incredible, Dwane. But then in addition to that, cops say he came out, took a metal stool, and kept beating her. You give me the defense on this one. I can't wait to hear it, Dwane.
Well, let's talk about the self-defense first.
Yeah, please, because that just seems that's like a magical answer, you know?
Well, I got the answer. There are only 3 people in that apartment, and there's only one of them that made a statement about what happened inside that apartment.
Because guess what? There's only one who's able to speak.
And
yeah, you know why, Dwane?
Right. But
you know why,
Dwane? Because
by the way,
made a statement.
Well, no. The other thing, too, by the way, separate than all of this, the amazing news, and I do think it is incredible, everybody, that these 3 people survived. Of course, one is a 3-month-old baby, but then you've got 2 others. The girlfriend's in a medically induced coma. clinging to her
yeah, but
life
the
tonight,
only
Dwane. Wait a
statement- the
second,
only
Dwane.
statement
Dwane,
we
I'm not
have-
done. Dwane, I'm not done. And then the second one is in stable condition. By the way, the other thing, Dwane, there are neighbors around. Apparently, neighbors call the cops. So guess what? Maybe neighbors saw some pretty pertinent information, like him beating her on the after she fell through the window.
Yeah, but the neighbors weren't in the apartment. They didn't see what happened. Everybody keeps saying he threw her out the window, like he picked her up and threw her out. Wait, let me talk for a little bit.
Wait a second, Dwane. Did she want to like go through the window? Did she want to go for a fly with her 3-month-old baby? Give me a break.
Well, there's an air conditioner in the window. They could have been struggling. He pushes her. She falls against the air conditioner. The air conditioner's not attached correctly.
But he is still pushing her. He is still pushing her. He's still pushing her. Tell me, what did she go running towards the air conditioning on her own? Is that what you're going to tell me, Dwane?
No, he pushes. But so what? There's a difference between pushing somebody against an air conditioner and throwing somebody out a window.
Dwane, the bottom line is, she goes through the window 3 stories. And the bad thing is, Dwane, not does he go for help at that point, Dwane. No, he doesn't say it wasn't accidental. I'll even give you that one, Dwane, which I find hard to believe after he's stabbing her upstairs. But he's first stabbing her, he's stabbing the friend, then she goes through the window, okay, with the baby. And then, no, he doesn't call the ambulance. He doesn't call 911 and say, oh, my goodness, my girlfriend and my baby are down there. No, he goes down on the fire escape. There's a video of him going down, and then apparently takes a metal stool and starts beating her there. You tell me that this is a man who wasn't happy.
Beating her with the metal stool. We don't know that.
By the way, you don't know that. You don't know that, Dwane. And by the way, cops are saying, Dwane, tonight. Cops are saying tonight they have evidence. Cops are saying they have evidence. You're saying cops made it up? Is that what you're telling me, Dwane?
Cops always say they have evidence.
Oh, give me a break. Give me a break. You know what? Give me a break. Jennifer, you know what? This is just incredible. What cops are just making this whole thing up, and this poor helpless man, Jennifer, just happened to get in there and happened. So, you know, give me a break.
Bottom line, I agree.
Amen,
Rita, this man intended to cause bodily harm to the extent that it may lead to loss of life. Whether or not he intended her to go through the window, he sure intended her to have bodily harm so severe that he followed up with it on the ground. And there is no defense to that. Self-defense, that's a joke. And
that's what Jennifer.
There's psychological defense to that. Have we seen any?
That is not defense.
Have we seen anything like that yet?
Drugs is not
have we had a mental health evaluation? Do we know if he's got psychosis? Do we know if he's hearing voices? Do we know anything?
And Dwane, is that an excuse? Dwane, is that an excuse for this behavior? You're trying to say, oh, the poor. He's got issues. You know what? Guess what? These people are now clinging to their life tonight.
If he can't tell the difference between right and wrong, and he's had a psychotic break, and he's got schizophrenia,
you know where he loses it?
In his head to telling him to do this.
First of all,
an excuse.
At this point, Dwane, we don't know if he has any mental issues. And guess what? He was smart enough to know, I gotta run. And guess what? He tells his family members what happened. He's claiming self-defense. He was smart enough at that point. And guess what? He was smart enough to find a hiding spot like a refrigerator. You explain that one, Kirby Clemens.
He hid in a refrigerator. That in and of itself is the craziest thing that you can do. That's proof that something was going wrong with the man.
You know what he's doing, Kirby? At that point, he's hiding because he knows everybody's onto him because he did this horrific crime. Guess what? He knew right from wrong, Kirby.
No, at this point, we don't know. But if he had drug problems and if he had a mental breakdown, he hides in a refrigerator, which is indicative of something crazy going on there. So just something that makes sense doesn't mean that the world, according to him at that time, was actually making sense. There's so much more to be uncovered in this case, but I think that, and it may inure to his benefit.